Good evening, everyone. This is T-Mac for T-Mac's American Experience. And I'm going to set out here on a new adventure here in an old place. But I just had done 2 different day videos in what I call the Valley of the Rock Apes. And I can go into some of the details of why I call it that. But it's basically because I've had more rocks thrown at this place than anything else. And I'm doing this video from inside my car to start with, because then once we get this done and we get started, we're going to be able to hit the ground without something having any kind of knowledge that I'm there until I'm right on top of it. So I'm not like giving away my position. That's part of the reason I'm doing that. Not too bad of a night comparatively, 35 degrees, and we have winds light and variable the way I like it. We're in this pattern right now here in Northeast Ohio where we don't have a lot of wind. Thank God, because we've had a pretty rough winter, and the temperatures actually got up to close to 50 today. And so we have some of the snow has melted, and it should hopefully be an easier hike than my last day video there, because that was rough. But we had some stuff happen there. I got to go check this back out at night. Okay. And one of those was, man, it sounded like something whacked a baseball bat off of a tree. So we also found a mangled animal, the raccoon in a tree and all that fun stuff. All kinds of weird stuff going on down there. So we're going to go check this out. And I said, it's going to be me and then you guys along with me, along with the adventure. So if you see something, you hear something, say something, drop stuff in the comments. Hike objectives. It's always wildlife documentation, but then we look for everything else that's happened. It's called the Valley of the Rock Apes because I get so many rocks thrown at me there. There has been so many creepy things that have happened in this spot that it would take too long to list them all. But I could do a separate video alone just on the things that have happened in this place to me. So, and and even when I brought other people there, we've had that happen. So it's very active at times, and there's other times we get nothing. So you never know. You never know what you're going to get. It's a nice calm night, so it's as good a night as any to check and see what's going on. And because the temperature's up just a little bit, by up a little bit, this is literally 36 degrees warmer than my last hike. And the temperature is only 35 degrees. So that should tell you what type of winter we've been having here in Northeast Ohio. And I mean, around the country, it's been a pretty cold winter overall. And we're all looking forward to spring at this point. So let's just get ready for this adventure. We'll see what we can find, see what we have coming up. I need to put the trail cameras back out in a couple of spots. I got to figure out where. So that's going to be one of my brainstorming things here of figuring out where to put these cameras up again. But on that note, let's go see what we can find down here. Let's cue the music and let's have a good time. Alrighty, let's get going. Okay, we're rolling. We're getting ready to head in. I want to go over a few noise pollution things. Okay, which is, as you can hear Interstate 90 pretty good back here. Okay, and I hear domestic dog barking up the hill somewhere that way. Okay. Only places where there's houses where we're going to run in the lights. Top over here, way back over here on this side, and to the top up here. Other than that, the direction we're going to be heading in, should be no house lights. They did kind of finally clear this. It does look like some other people had been here. And I say cleared that. A half-rear-ended job on it. Okay. So, hold on a second. Let me slide through here. This is still going to be some crunchy snow. Does look like several other people have been here since me and John were here. The weather got a lot better than what it had been. I got the thermal camera rolling. Right now we're going to go with just a PowerTech headlamp. But because the temperature got above freezing, and then now, like I said, it was 35 degrees down here in the valley. It's about 32 degrees. It's a little bit cooler down in the valley. Which is a normal thing. I live up on top of the valley, and it's again, we got a little bit of fog because of the temperature. Warmer air with the colder snow, with light and variable winds. That's going to create fog. Now I am going to try. What did you do? I had some eye shine there. I have something already. I have something in a tree up there. There, it's blinking. Let me see if I can try to zoom in on that from where I'm at. There it is. What is this guy? That's zoomed in max. Something keeps peeking around that tree. It's really high up there. I started catching something right off the bat. It's still there, man. It's still peeking around the tree. That's high. That's 30 to 40 feet above me. You can see a set of eyes there. Can't make it out. That's at times 24. It's a little bit in the distance. So we'll try to get a little closer. See if I can still see it, because it's kind of on the side of the tree. And I kind of have to watch myself in this area. I start to focus too much on one thing. Something usually comes to the sides of me. Darn it, I just heard a noise there. Dude, I'm getting creeped out from the start. I do have thin covering on my ears because it's, again, 32 in the valley here. It's still kind of chilly. Thank God there's no wind. That could be rough. What the heck? I have something over there too. Gotta look at it. So that thing somewhere up in the trees over here. Something like is shining like right on the pathway. Okay, noise pollution. It smells down here bad. It smells like freaking sewage, which is strange. Never smells like this. There's something on the pathway there that's shining. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. Dead ahead of me. What is this? I don't know. It's reflecting light. It's not eye shine. It would give you the impression of that. I can't get over the smell of this place. And our critter. There is our critter. Pretty high up in the tree there. I mean, really high, like 60 some feet up. I gotta go there. I can't tell what he is exactly. But man, it stinks back here to high heaven. Like bad. Holy mother of pearl. It stinks like raw sewage. Well, there's something up in those trees. I can't make out what that is. I can guess, but I can't say for sure. And it's a key. What the hell? That's odd. I'm not gonna touch it because I don't know. Somebody dropped their key. I have mine secured. I know it's not mine. Okay. Again, I know, like I said, I've gone over it. You can hear Interstate 90 in the background, and you can hear all the trains. This is the Kodiak Creek Valley. And dude, the key hanging out, maybe it's somebody just found it or whatever and hung it up there in case somebody came back looking for it. In my mind, that's what I want to tell myself. Because, you know, there's all kinds of other creepy alternatives. So there's been a bunch of tracks in here, so I didn't see the spot where the animal was mangled. I'm very much wondering, because of the slightly warmer temperatures, I'm wondering if the dead raccoon is hanging in the tree, and I'm going to see if I can find that. Okay, can't tell that the deer have been using this path quite a bit. Sorry, I just heard a bang up there. It's like and by a bang, I mean kind of like a thud. Okay. I don't know what that was. Yeah, so I got two of my flashlights on right now. I think I'm going to just continue with that for a little while. Hearing between the crunches there, I'm hearing something move on the ridge line. Man, the sound of the traffic is loud tonight. I guess it is pretty much every night here. I think this might be the spot where the animal got obliterated. And I know, like I said, it looks like there's been several people back here since. Yes, there it is. That is the spot. It's Sunday, February 15th. John and I were here on February 4th last. I have not been down here since. We picked up the trail cameras. I gotta apologize if I start to jerk this camera around a little. I'm already pretty creeped. And I'm checking to see thermal right now because I'm getting something up in a tree over there, but I can't. I'm trying to make out. I can't even really make out where it is. So I'm gonna just keep moving. The sewage smell. Which is kind of past, but there is kind of a dusty, earthy smell in the air right now, which is also weird. Okay, so over here is where the raccoon in the tree was. I can definitely tell that some of these tracks are mine and John's. Like this. Yeah. A raccoon in the tree is still there. Might as well walk back and show you, because it's freaking creepy as heck. Looks like some of its hair is like coming out. And some of his bodily fluids are starting to drain out. We got blood on the ground there too. So, but it's still there. Okay. All right. So it is starting to show some signs of decay despite the cold weather. Again, we had a couple of days that got up just above freezing. Today was about the warmest during the day. I say we had easy 2+ feet of snow on the ground, and made a hike back here very difficult. We don't now, but now, because I do have some snow melt, I can see like where water's flowing on the side of the hill. The heat with the thermal camera, it causes some false hits because the water's warmer than other things. I'm gonna cut that light off. Let's see. It does make it a lot darker, but for the time being, I'm gonna run with just a headlamp. There's a plastic, kind of like a message board up here, and the light reflects off of it, and I can't tell you how many times that has startled me at night, even though I know it's there. I'll catch a glimpse of it, and at first it startles me. I don't react right away. I got lots of tracks crisscrossing the paths into the woods here. Those are deer tracks. I can see them very clearly. If you have any idea, looking at that raccoon, the dead one there, do you have any idea what you think did that? Because it is so perfectly placed on that tree. I find it hard to believe. Okay. Somebody, I don't know if somebody had their dog back here, or if those are coyotes. There's some landmines out over here. So, I'm just wondering, what in the world do you think happened to that raccoon? What is the mystery there? And I gotta address something there. Some of my viewers, in my last video down here on the trail camera, it turned on without an animal on there, and there was some light snow. And we have something that moves weirdly the opposite way of the snowflakes falling. There's a deer track here. For lack of better words, I would call that an orb. Or that's what at least that's what the viewers called. I can't dispute it. Now the snow slides off of the tin roof there, because the tin roof will start picking up heat. We had sunshine along with these last couple of days, which is nice. To actually get some sunshine around here. We're not used to it, especially in the wintertime. It's the exception rather than the norm. Okay. This is still a pretty rough hike. The snow is still pretty deep, and now it's got some ice formed onto it. It's a little slippery. You can see there are a few animal tracks there, but no actual tracks leading up to the bathroom. Good thing about the snow is that you can tell if somebody went in there, and nobody really has, except for, I don't know what these two lumps individually are. They're pretty spaced out. If that's a person, that's one hell of a stride. And I can't really see. I really can't tell what those, because they're kind of faded, those footprints. I can't really tell what they are. I would have liked to have kept those trail cameras down here longer. But again, you can see other people come back here, and it'd be very easy for someone to take them and take off with them. And just couldn't risk it. It was actually like interrupting my sleep, because I was having dreams of someone coming back here and stealing the cameras. I know, it's a little paranoia, but that's why I was like, well, let me get them now. That is a broken off piece of a tree. still have that earthy smell, but at least it's not a raw sewage smell. Let's see. These tracks here look a lot fresher. I can see what those are. I get the thermal camera on them. They're not putting off any heat. It's not. I think that is a deer. Yeah, those are deer tracks. Those are pretty fresh ones. A lot of time this thermal camera will see the outline, especially in the snow, of those tracks better than my eyes can. So I try to put the thermal camera on there, and the fresher the track, the more likely it is to have some heat on it. See lots of, looks like deer going sideways and crisscrossing down this steep ridge line. This is a down and back hike. It was weird. I seen up over this way, I seen like a light high in the trees, but I mean that really can't be from this direction. So I'm not sure what I'm catching. If I'm catching eye shine or what. That almost looked like a light. I know on this side, at the top of this is a dirt road, Keefus Road. Where I was seeing that light was away from the road. And where, like, I shouldn't be picking up anything. Because I know there's a spot up here where there's a road sign that I catch the reflection off frequently, and I can see that. That's not what I was. That is definitely not what I was seeing. I don't know if I don't think the camera caught that. I don't know. I'll take a big set. If it was eyes, and they were big and high up in a tree. If it wasn't that, I'm not sure whether it was making its own light or reflecting mine. That's, I guess, the mystery here. We'll see if we can figure out. Okay, we're gonna come up to the cabin ruins here. There's 3 ruins of cabins down here. We passed one already. And two of them over here. My understanding was they were all electrical fires caused them to burn down. And they were, I guess, during the off-season of camping. Nobody was injured in any of them that I had ever heard of. So this is definitely a workout going through this. It's still deep. Man, the snow is still very deep back here. Talking like some spots here, if I step off of where these tracks are, it is over a foot deep. I was hoping maybe it would have melted a little more. No such luck, I guess. Sorry, my breath is getting in the way. I wasn't sure how far I was going to go back. Trying to, I guess, I wasn't sure. Look at all the tracks going up and down the hill. And that is a very steep, 100-foot high cliff. That's very steep. Deer are amazing climbers. And there's probably some other animals in there. I can tell these tracks back here, these are just mine and John's. Nobody else has been back this far. That's a deer track going there. I wasn't sure how far I wanted to get back here. I was going to kind of pace it off of how difficult it is with the snow. When I was down here with Big Trees, Ohio, we went way the heck. We were almost a mile back off the road. I figure I should make it to at least where I set up. So the cut here with the stream that we're coming up on is where I set the 2 trail cameras. And then further back is where I had set up the 3rd one. Man, you can see a lot of deer coming down here. There's a car up there. I'm gonna kill the light. Okay. I'm gonna leave just the power tech over here. Oh, they work well in tandem. So let me click them both back on. Stream is flowing. This is some cold water, because I'll tell you, my thermal camera's not reading the difference between this. Not a big difference between the water and the snow. So, but that's our cut back there. I'm telling you, I feel like I'm bending. I don't feel like bending under to go underneath that. Look at, this is where the other trail camera was. And look at all the activity down here now. Oh, for some reason, we put the trail cameras up. They're definitely active paths. And we cut some stuff. It was cool catching a fox on there. It's that predator activity I'm looking for. But did not. 2 nights though. That was a very active trail, and other than one deer coming up to sniff the cameras, you know, didn't get a lot. And the fox, we didn't get a lot. And I'm very surprised, because that looks like a very active path. And they were calm nights. There was a little bit of snow, but pretty calm nights. Not heavy wind. So they were cold, but so I'm not sure if it didn't seem like there'd be any weather factors that would have prevented us from catching the activity. Just checking, we got a lot of deer going through here. And I have a tree putting off one hell of a heat signature that the others around it aren't. This one straight ahead in the center, it's not the largest one in there, but boy, it's putting off heat. of difficulty deciphering signals in some spots with this thermal tonight. If I shine it towards the ridge, I can see things pretty good. Straightforward's not bad. When I'm turning this way, I'm having a lot of issues seeing things. I don't know why it's one particular direction. That is, dude, I got something back there. I have something back there. Something peeking its head right there. Seen a flicker of it. I think I just only caught a flicker of that eye shine. When you zoom back out, if it starts to reappear, well, then I'll definitely hit it back. I can't see anything distinguishable on the thermal camera. It's far off there. I'm still catching that. The glasses are fogging up. So I think because of that, I'm having some difficulties here. Both equipment and, like I say, my glasses. We're gonna get to about where I had the camera set up, and then we're gonna head back. So this is our spot. Look, you can see our tracks going in here. We're gonna go all the way in to where I had that set up. Just kind of so you can see exactly where I was. And we're gonna head out of here. Kind of too, because I'm wondering what that eye shine was, and if anything else is around here. Isn't this the way? This is where I put this. Dude, there's been massive activity back here since then. Wow. Like, dude, they scraped that out to get every bit of that. And I can see a lot of deer track. But that's what this little stump was, where we had the trail camera tied. There's a ton of activity there. So, again, I guess kick myself on that, because I probably should have left him out here even like 2 days longer. And I can look and see if the tracks that me and John still been the only people back here. So, interesting. So, it's like the deer had free lunch there without getting on the camera. Okay, so my lesson learned when I put that camera on, especially the one I had there, it can last longer battery-wise than the other two. And I need to leave it out longer. Again, cameras aren't cheap, and if they get stolen, you're done out. It'll take me a while to be able to replace them. So that's why I'm very skeptical on doing that. Here, that spot, see if I can see any more eye shine. It's so weird because I had something there and it dipped, it noticed me and it didn't want any part of me. Which therein says to me, probably not a deer. Okay. Those deer, especially when they're talking about looking into my bright lights. And you can see raccoon as well. Raccoon, possum, deer, they get the glare in the headlights look, you know. You shine a bright light on them, they sit there and stare at you. This thing didn't. So, it's definitely an unknown thing, didn't want to stick around. And it was up by the water's edge for the Cognac Creek. So I would definitely say that was probably something besides a deer, which would put it, that was a large animal, which would put it into one of the predator categories. I was probably getting a drink. So if that was like a black bear or a large coyote, it was solo. I didn't see any other sets of eyes. And it was on the ground, it wasn't in a tree. So, sheesh. That's the one part about doing some of these solo, is I really hate having the back not covered. Like, if I have somebody with me, I have somebody watch my 6. And when I'm solo, I gotta do that. So, again, I do pray before I come back here. I do pray the Lord's protection and that His angel armies go before me and stand behind me, which is why I have the confidence to do this. Let's get back across the stream here. Just love that view. It's not coming in the best there because of the fog. Uh-oh. This is weird. and I smell like, it smells like that sewage smell like I was in the front that had went away. It's back. It's back with a vengeance. It wasn't here when I was coming through here the first time. There was like a dusty, earthy smell. Now I got like a sewagey type of smell again. How is it following me? It wasn't here initially, and that stuff can't just... And I'm going to say this, I guess in a nice way, but sewage can't just happen. A car coming up there on the top of the river. I'm trying to not bring any attention, because they can. I've checked this at night with the vegetation down. They can see my light. During the summertime, they can't. Everything's too thick. Right now, a car going by there can see my... And again, I got a buffer zone here, like they'd have to head into the woods to get over to the ridge line to mess with me. But nonetheless, I don't feel like being messed with, period. And their sewage smell is gone. It's flipping weird. It sucks to have like a smell that I'm like reporting to you as evidence, because you guys can't tell, and I can say whatever. You know, you can say there's a smell there. I can't prove it to you, and I hate doing that. But nonetheless, I gotta say that, because it's not, I'm not sure how it comes and goes. It wasn't here before, but again, I hate using that as evidence because you guys can't verify it. But I gotta mention it because it's like over, when it was there, it's overpowering, and the earthy, dusty smell, it's not real pleasant either. And that's not what this place normally smells like. And I'm back here enough. I got light's about to die. Let me click on my other power tech here. Give me a second. Okay, so that we have... I still have BO light. 2 hasn't been touched yet. This is... I swear the snow is deep. I'm scanning that ridge line with the thermal. Okay, doesn't look like we have anything. My feelings are not also something that can be verified. But again, I've been in this place a lot. And there's times I'm back here and it just feels calm, peaceful, serene. And it is a peaceful and serene night. But, dude, it feels creepy back here. I'm like on edge, like more than normal. Like I said, I'm feeling like I need to stay on a swivel. So, a lot of tree damage. We got a big log that fell and caught that tree up there. It does actually like they're connecting, forming an X and bowing a tree, but I still think that's natural. So I think that one they got broken, fell and caught that smaller tree. So that's my opinion. You guys are entitled to your opinion on that. And I'll show you just one more, because look at this tree going up there bowing, because it's caught by this bigger one, hooked up there on that. I think that's natural, but you guys get to be the judge and drop your comments. Now, it definitely looks like some animal was hanging out over here. Something interesting on this is, why are there's like a stick, a log there, a branch there, and a branch there. I didn't notice those last time I was through here with John. I don't know if it was like that or not, but it looks odd. I know we were checking that, and that wasn't dug out like that. That's something different, new. It's just like, why are the sticks there? You know? I don't know. Did they fall naturally? We've had like a warm up. We haven't had a ton of wind lately. We've had several good nights just going by the wind speed for hiking that I did not get out. Because I am dealing with some health issues that I'm not going to go into on here. I'm not going to bore you with what's going on, but I am going through some health issues that have been sidelining me from hikes. Because last night it was a lot colder. I was going to go out and do this last night. And then some of my health problems acted up. and had to kick it back to tonight. So I see some deer tracks on this, but almost looks like something large set down there. Huh. I don't know. There's a lot of deer track around it. And it's right on the trail, but it's not from me or John. I'm not sure what happened there. It looks like something large. It looks like maybe a deer was curled up there or something, or something else was curled up there. I don't know. I don't have good answers. The place is filled with just mysteries and legends. Right over in here, back in here, is the remains of the other cabin that I didn't show on the way in. And because that snow is untouched, that's difficult to walk through that. I'm gonna kind of stay where I'm at. See if I can. Yeah, it gets real. I stepped off just a little bit. It gets real deep. It is right in there. That is the remains of the other cabin. The chimney that's part of the chimney that's left there. You have things like this that probably went to, I don't know, septic tanks or something like that. Would have been. Many creepy things have happened to me all throughout this place. From here up to the road. Seems to be where more of them take place. Not the only ones. Now there is a spider. Look at that little dot right in the center of the screen. That is a flippin' spider hanging in the air. It's 32 degrees out, man. And we had some wicked cold. I don't know how those things are alive at all. That is... I hate spiders to begin with. They're supposed to be dead this time of year. I don't know how the hell those things are alive. They're supposed to lay eggs and die. And not come out till springtime. Sorry, I was talking there and I heard a whistle. I don't know if you heard it. It's weird. Looking because I see some canine prints right up here, but I cannot tell whether that might be, those could be coyote or they could be domestic. I'm not sure. I'm going to give you an example of an X. It's really not an X. Okay, let me step. Okay, where is... Right there. Okay, see those two? They're not actually touching. That is not an X. It looks like an X, but they're not touching. There are two dead trees that managed to fall the opposite way, which, okay, I can give you as odd, but they are not touching each other, and you can see as I'm panning over through there. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Through there because it's foggy. But you can see, or I can clearly see, they're not touching each other. You see, look. There is... Where is it at? Okay. Okay, there. That's one of the branches right there. Or what fell. I'm hearing something moving around up there, too. I have to show that because a lot of people keep pointing out the X's, and sometimes, like I said, it may look like an X, but it's just the camera angle. And so I have to show that so you guys know that not all these things, sometimes they are an X, and sometimes there's some odd explanations. I'm starting to smell the sewage smell up here. I don't know a better way to describe it than sewage. It's unnerving, I'll tell you that. And somebody else may describe it a bit different. That's the term that I can come up with to best describe what I'm smelling. And try to keep it a PG, I guess you could say. There's spots up here. It's gone away now, and I got the heavy dust and earthy smell right now again. I mean, strong. Stronger than other spots. There's where predator attack happened. So, me and John think that was a raccoon that got mangled up. Just kind of looking at the type of hair tufts that we could find. And I didn't show you the dead raccoon in a tree on the way out because that was back there. Because I figured we already put it on camera once. Oh man, you can hear I-90 really loud, even up here. It's usually a little quieter up here, but not tonight. That is loud. It's weird describing the feeling here. I feel creeped out and I feel like I'm being watched. But I really can't provide any evidence of that. I heard some noises a couple of times up on the ridge line, but I can't verify anything. I don't know if the noises came in because there is the background noise pollution. Headlamp went dead. Did good, it lasted a while. Hour and 9 minutes before it went dead, so for that that's pretty good. And the other power tech went dead. So that one went out a little quicker. I still have one left. And I have the O light, which I haven't even broke out yet. I just like this because the way I have these three set on here keeps me with a free hand. If I have to use the O-light, I have to lose my only free hand. And I don't like that. Okay. Oh, does it stink down here? I don't know if it's this or what, but holy mother, dude, the way I would describe it is it smells like I opened up a sewage tank and took a big whiff. Like, holy crap, I want to get the hell out of here. It is bad. It is gagging. See, that's the tree that was having something hide behind whipping rocks at me. And part of it fell. Part of it busted off. So. I hear a few Canadian geese at a distance. I heard a noise first. I couldn't figure out what that was. And it's Canadian geese. yeah, I'm ready to get out of here for sure. I don't know how to say, from the stinkiest, or from one of the stinkiest night hikes I've had. And again, how many times have I done hikes down here? I have never smelled that down here. That's a new one. The dusty dirt smell I smelled several times in the woods. The straight raw sewage, not so much. It's like an Afghanistan thing or a South America thing. From my deployments, I knew. It was like an open sewage line. That's the best way to describe it. And at 32 degrees, you really shouldn't have that smell. That's me. My equipment clinking off of there. Alright, let me get out away from onto the road. Holy crap. This is a sheet of ice out here. Oh. Alright. I'm gonna click my car on so you guys hear that. Alrighty. So we've made it through here. Once again, it's always weird and creepy down here. This side, which is a state preserve as well. Valley of the Rock Apes just doesn't seem to disappoint. It's just what exactly is going on back here. It seems like there's a lot and more than one thing. Okay, something that you can't just kind of put your finger on one thing. But no rocks thrown at me tonight, which is kind of a plus. So on that note, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you for joining me all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, and share. Send this around if you like it. And let me know your thoughts on the different things we've seen, found, smelled, heard, all that stuff. Let me know your thoughts. And it's time to get out of here. All right, it's T-Mac for T-Mac's American Experience. And God bless you, and you have a wonderful evening.